That was Skip James doing Catfish Blues. I forgot to put that in. But prior to that, we had the 9 Volts with Mountain Gin, and that's off their newest CD entitled The 9 Volts. And prior to that, A Girl Like You from the Bo Stevens off A Little More Road. And we had by request some Sarah Harmer for... she wanted to hear All in a Glow. Meredith wanted to send that out to my sidekick Dolinger tonight, but instead we had Dandelions in the Bullet Holes. It's about 8 o'clock and you are listening to WUVT FM 90.7 in Blacksburg, Virginia, the greatest radio station in the world that offers radio for everyone. And you are in tune to the Billygoat'S Hoedown, where you get the finest in alternative country, folk, blues, and bluegrass in Southwest Virginia. Each and every Sunday evening, it's a little Americana with an attitude. And over in Studio C, we do have a little bit of attitude. It's the Fury Heat out of Bristol, Tennessee, the birthplace of country music, but they do it in a little more hard rockin' cowpunk style. And we've got Wild Hef over on the drums, and we got Hot Rod Ford on the bass, and also we'll be breaking out the tenor sax for us and driving most of the heavy guitar riffs that you'll be hearing. Studio C is definitely rocking. If you're out on the mall, you probably have heard them warming up. But Mr. Moose Roberts is going to be... Sometimes we don't know if he's going to be talking a whole hell of a lot or if he's just going to be playing a whole hell of a lot. But we got Dolinger.
I don't think Moose is ever at a loss for words.
I'm starting to believe the same thing. So, but he's got his guitar ready to go, and we'll let him start off and let him tell us a little bit about the Fury Heat, and then we'll just jump off into some music.
Well, I ain't got much to say about the band, but this next song is called Strange Days, if we can go straight into it, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right.
Take
Strange days where a woman's way. Let me walk down back towards home, where the damnedest things are said. Get you in my bed, got a head out of stone, and thought of you won't leave me alone. Wild days last forever. Had me talking about wedding rings, where the damnedest things were said. Try to get you into my bed, got a head hard as stone, and thought of you won't leave me alone. Thought of you won't leave me alone. Thought of you won't leave me alone. Thought of you won't leave me alone.
Little Strange Days. It's a little primal rock and roll coming at you this evening, and Dolinger's been very kind to me bringing in some great music, and I know these guys seem like they're having a lot of fun over there. I know Hef is beating the drums and wanted to have a microphone so he could tell some tales, but what's that?
Nobody gave me a working microphone.
Nobody gave you a working microphone, so they got you tucked over in the corner.
That may be a good thing.
That may be a good thing. Well, I know that they got some good food and beverages in them before they got here this evening, so...
I think we're going to turn the theme of the night to a little less talk and a lot more action.
Well, let's do it. What do you want to play next?
I'd like to play a song called "The Tomb Is Empty and So Are You."
Well, let's do it.
As the day begins, the night falls, and my skin creeps down the walls. Drive forever down long destiny highway. The rain towards those midnight lights. Red lantern motels with signs seem so silent, like hearts that shatter through the night. Pouring out my last gasp of blood on you and made Jesus a fool. I got one last good push to shove. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. So are you. I got one last good push to shove. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. So are you. I beg for forgiveness. There's a leper in the street. My skin too is falling apart. My path is woman, you weep. As if there was some kind of pain down in your heart. Pouring out my last gasp of blood on you and made Jesus a fool. I got one last good push to shove. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. So are you. Who are you?
The tomb is empty, and so are you. That's the Fury Heat live in Studio C this evening, coming out of Bristol, Tennessee. And I'd like to hear some more music. What y'all want to do next? Well,
I had to get a drink of water now. Come on.
all right. Well, we'll let you get a slash. You got to get a slash. Yeah, it's a little desert, a little hot out there tonight. So
we never been on radio for y'all.
yeah, first time on radio. Well, it can always be Be a lot of fun, you know.
We're going to do a song called I Went Rockin'.
You went a rockin'. Well, let's do it.
You'll see me, it's a hell of a sight. We're rocking and rocking friends. We're rocking time I get a chance. Wow! Should have seen me, it's a hell of a sight. Yeah, I rock over here and I rock over there. Well, I rock so damn hard, I don't care. Wow! Wow, we're running to the other line. Ain't you the same as I ever saw? That boy, oh, hey, get me sleeper in me down, rocket, put him in a rocket chair. Wow!
And a rockin' is what we're doing over in Studio C this evening. If you're just now tuning in, we've got live in Studio C, the Fury Heat. It's a little high-octane rock and roll forged in the hills of Tennessee. And if you've ever been down around the Winston-Salem area, they've played the heavy metal or heavy rebel weekend. It's always a little heavy metal down there, I'm sure. But there also plays quite a bit. Kind of got started down at Arson's Pub, but it's no longer Arson's. It's O'Manion's Pub, but they can kind of tell you a little bit about what it is they do. But let me, real quick, before we get to that, let me get this public service announcement out of the way. Did you know that since the year 2000, over 3,000 students with drug convictions, mostly for minor marijuana possessions, have been denied federal financial aid in Virginia alone? Blocking access to education only will increase drug abuse. Join Virginia Tech students for Sensible Drug Policy Chapter. Email sensiblevt@gmail.com for more info, or visit www.schoolsnotprisons.com and help put an end to the detrimental war on drugs. I think I'll just leave it at that. We could probably run around days talking about drugs and influences and what we've done in our past lives, or hell, what we did just 30 minutes ago in some cases. But, Imagine that. No kidding. But Rob, Hot Rod, looks like he's moving around a little bit. I was going to see if he could give us a little info. He's just recently joined this maddening duo, is how they started off with Moose and Hef, and
I don't know if it's that recent.
Well, what was it, 2004? I guess he's been with you guys for about...
He's been in the band about 6 months after we started, so he's been in the band long enough.
Well, he was, I guess he was saying that you and Hef have been around for eons together, and I guess he felt like he was just new to the fold, but they've got, 3 CDs y'all have, compilations and so forth out. I know that you've got 2 with us here in the studio tonight, Beyond the Valley of Dodge and Through the Door. And before y'all started live, we played Slaughter of the Lamb to kind of preview the audience for what they were about to get involved in this evening.
we've been on several copulations too.
Moose, some of those were overseas. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, one of them was here, but it was distributed all over the world. So it sold around 10,000 copies, I think, and got a lot of good reviews off of it. And Records put us Under the Radar. You can still get it. I'm pretty sure it's still in print. And we were on Get Out of My Garage Punk out of this label out of Georgia called Illbilly Records, and it's got a lot of good reviews. And we've got a tape coming out. It's kind of a best of on a label in Finland, which I will not mention their name because of their name.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to just call it SS Records, and we can...
Yeah. You can go to our MySpace page. It's myspace.com/The Fury Heat, and it is in our top friends list. I'm sure you can figure out which one it is.
Yeah, it's like the second friend listed, so...
Friends are a good thing to have.
Oh, yeah, you can't go wrong without friends. I know that on their website, thefuryheat.com, there's some reviews that have been written out, and one of them that I really liked was by Rockabilly Tim Boer, and he made the comment, "The Fury Heat is an ambitious rock and roll machine possessed with a devil-may-care attitude and sheer honesty of pure hard rock. The sound is reverb drenched without being covered and smothered, but blackened to perfection like a fine slab of mouth-watering catfish." Now, I don't know. That just makes me want to hear some more blues in a way. How about you, Don?
Most definitely.
All right,
Most
you want to hear
definitely.
something?
Yeah, why don't y'all just maybe run through 2 or 3 songs, and then we'll come back on and chit-chat.
We'll do about 3 songs, and we'll come back and talk. We're going to do The Cotton's High right now.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like that when the cotton's high, and then in that same kind of tone, there was another tune that I was listening to on your website today, Broke Down in Alabama. I don't know if I can talk it out of them tonight,
I
but
don't think so. It ain't gonna happen tonight.
not tonight,
Not
huh?
tonight.
Well, that's all right.
Just trust us on this. We're gonna play out something for you, and just let us roll.
Well, let's roll, Moose. It's
All right.
all you.
Here we go.
When it comes out your love, I'm here to tell you, honey, there ain't gonna be no pushing and shove when it comes out in the summertime. Your love. The way I look at you, little dog, the corner of my eye, when it comes out, when the summertime, be your love.
Killer Nocturne of San Pedro.
Keeping my soul to bury true love.
Well. What a nice little 3-set there by the Fury Heat, coming to you live from Studio C on the Billygoat'S Hoedown, where you get the finest Americana on Sunday evenings. And my buddy Dollinger's sitting over here side kicking with me.
Yes, sir.
And I think the name of that song there, Moose, was what? When the Rooster Crows? Buried True Love. And then, so...
That first one they did was one of my personal favorites, When the Cotton's High. That's hearing that up at Mountain Lake about midnight there when the moon's rolling in. Boy, that's a good time.
Well, the White Trash Luau is definitely a great place to check out a wide range of music and a cast of characters over that 4 days.
You got Patrick Swayze running through the woods. He's kind of hairy nowadays, though.
Yeah, he is a little hairy. He was up there doing his little dirty devil dancing years ago.
Yeah,
greaser mullet.
Mexican mullet.
Dancing to the Righteous Brothers, and just a half mile or so up the road, you got the Fury Heat breaking out some incredible.
I think the Fury
rock and
Heat.
roll.
I'm a big fan of the Fury Heat. I hope they're a big fan of what I do up there.
Oh yeah, it's a done deal every time. Got a microphone right there.
We need to get a microphone for Hef, because Hef's been saying they never allow him to talk, so we're going to let him stand up for a second. He was telling me some tales of driving a hearse with Moose around. Maybe he can tell us one of his little tall tales of being on the road. Did he hear me back there?
No. Yeah, kind of. Hey, I got to stretch over my drum set to tell you guys this extra special story.
He's stretching, so let's hear it.
Yeah, no, I feel like a gymnast, but not as cute or Russian. But a long time ago, Moose and I used to hang out. He called me up one night. He's like, "Hey, Hef, come over here and scramble me some eggs, because you make the best scrambled eggs ever." So I drove over to his house, and we were listening to Screamin' Jay Hawkins, and we were overindulging, in Screamin' Jay Hawkins and scrambled eggs. And
Well, that's two good things to overindulge in at
I know
any
there
time.
wasn't any alcohol involved at any moment in any of this.
I find that hard to believe, but let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, just look at us. We're very, in shape and sober. Yeah. So we took off riding down the road in this '73 Cadillac hearse I had, and we're talking about death and scrambled eggs and Screamin' Jay Hawkins, and we go back, and we decide we're going to play a song called I didn't know God made Honky Tonk Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we rewrote that into a little song of ours.
Okay.
And it didn't have saxophone involved in it, though. This is long before Rodney was involved in the band. We just got a little bit of bass guitar on it, which is Rodney. He's switching up over here. So we're going to play a little bit of that for you right here.
Awesome.
All right.
Live in studio here from Bristol, Tennessee, we have the Fury Heat.
Ooh, I didn't know got made honky tonk angels. I might have known you never made me wild. You gave up the only one who ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. Oh, the glamour of the gay nightlife calls you to the places where the wine and liquor flow. Give up. Baby, why'd you give up on me? I just don't want to ever love you. I just don't want to ever love you so. Well, I didn't know. Got me a honky tonk angel. I might have known you'd never make me wild. You give up the only one who ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. know, got me honky tonk angels. I might have known you never made me a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you. Back to the wild side of life. Wild grandma's getting out of life calls you to the places where the wine and liquor flow. Give up. Why'd you give up on me, baby? But you said you'd go back to church when you ever know. That ain't true. I know. Got me honky tonk angels. I might have known you never made me wild. Give up. Going on whoever loves you. Going back to the wild side life.
We were talking a little bit earlier during the break there, and Bill was wanting to know a little bit about you guys, and figured we'd talk a little bit about hot rods. A lot of people think that punk rockers and country guys and stuff like that, they don't know anything about hot rods or anything like that. But I wanna just touch a little bit on some of the songs, like Valley of the Dodge and the Hellbent Cadillac stuff. Tell us a little bit about that, if you can, Hef or Moose.
He ain't got no microphone.
Well, he can stretch over there a little bit.
Well, we know I'm good at braking cars.
Rodney, you are the most excellent chauffeur of economy cars I've seen.
Well, thank you.
You hold on one second.
One thing that here just recently, people talk a lot about biodiesel and stuff like that. I had an old International Scout that ran just basically on fryer grease for a very, very long time. And in the winter months, you just kind of cut it with a little bit of diesel. A lot of people are out there trying to make their own biodiesel and using a lot of chemicals and stuff. But people that complain about gas prices and stuff, the country was pretty much founded off tobacco and capitalized on oil. So anytime you hear about high gas prices, that's I don't necessarily agree with what all's going on overseas, but the to complain about gas prices, I think is pretty much un-American. I think it's a good deal. There's a lot of people out there humping it at 4 a.m. trying to make sure you just can get to where you got to go. I don't think.
I like to do some humping at 4 a.m., but but sometimes I gotta pay for that gasoline to get there at 4 a.m.
Exactly.
Yeah, you did.
It's like my dad said, if you got to pay an extra 5 cents a gallon for gasoline, you're going to cry about it. You don't need to be driving.
Exactly. I mean, let's face it. That's how we get around in
That's
this
50
world.
cents for 10 gallons of gasoline. Quit whining about it. Your parents probably aren't even. Your parents are probably paying for it. Quit whining.
Yeah.
Just but to touch on hot rods and automobiles and everything, it's a part of rock and roll. And even though not everybody knows everything about it, not everybody can degree a cam or rebuild a rear end or something, that doesn't mean that they don't see a car and they're like, hey, that's a cool car, It doesn't matter if you can rebuild an engine or if you can just look at it and say, hey, I don't know, it's a 4-cylinder, it's actually a V8. You know, just go on about it. And if you see a cool car, you see a cool car.
Well, I know that when Dollinger was referring to his old International Scout, I know I've seen it haul many a band and instruments in and out of
the luau.
Mountain Lake at the luau, and
I got it stuck.
You got it stuck.
Kinda.
4-wheel drive is such a good thing.
Isn't it, though? It's nice to. I wish if my Toyota would just grow up just a tad bit more, if it would be a 4-wheel drive with 500,000 miles, because I've driven that little silver pickup all over this country, and
Bill, you got a big pond out in front of your yard that's filled up now, but here a couple of months ago it wasn't quite so full.
No, actually, the Corps of Engineers and everybody said that the Karen and I's pond, probably the upper pond would definitely fill this fall, but the lower pond we would probably be looking at, if we were lucky, next year. And we get 5.5 inches of rain, and next thing I know, I got an acre-sized pond, and we'll stocking it with some catfish later this year in August. And
That way when it evaporates again, you can do some easy fishing.
that's right, and some easy eating too. You know, just throw the seine net out there and not have to worry about it. But it's a lot of fun. I hope to eventually broadcast the Billygoat'S Hoedown down from the, as I affectionately call it, the Sunshine Goat Ranch. And you boys are welcome anytime. We'll just rustle up the goats and move the tractors out of the way. And
Now keep those tractors there.
oh yeah, the tractors stay there to pull people that get stuck out.
I need something
pull
to
people.
test my articulation on the
But,
monster
you know,
truck.
it's
We'll
like
use those tractor tires for
Yeah,
that.
we've had Dollinger's monster truck. He actually took me on a little tour around through my pond in the excavating days. And,
Bill was experiencing the what I like to call is the pucker factor when a couple of the wheels came off the ground.
a couple of wheels come off the ground, and of course, which way is it leaning? It's leaning toward the passenger side. So, and of course, I didn't have my seatbelt on. I'm very
What exactly did Karen say after you had me take her on a bonsai run down beside the river there?
Yeah, she was like, Bill, I'll leave big trucks to you and Dollinger. I like your little Toyota truck. It's a little easier for me to handle, but it'll rattle your bones. But that truck is driven from West Virginia.
Hef's got a pretty happening Pontiac there. He's a big.
Yeah, he
he's
was
a big
telling me a
chief
little
man.
story about a Pontiac and getting into some PBRs and all kinds of crazy shenanigans. And that's how I used to drive, you know, just strap a 12-pack in, put the seatbelt on the passenger seat to keep that 12-pack or case of beer from falling over as I was blazing out of Mississippi heading to North Carolina or Tennessee or hell, sometimes I'd catch a wild hare and just have to go to the mountains of Colorado for Saturday night. So get cranked up on whatever it took to get me there and drank a bunch of beers. And occasionally once I'd get to where I was going, then, you know, some good old gin and tonics to get you started on that second wind. But we'll relax from waxing on about that. Let me make one more car thing, and then we'll get back to the music, and we'll do a little quick PSA here. You can donate your car to change a life and receive a tax deduction. Instead of selling a used vehicle, donate it to the Good News Mountaineer Garage. Help put a West Virginia family on the road to work when you donate your car. You'll get the maximum tax benefits because recycled cars instead of auctioning off. Call 1-866-GIVE-CAR or visit us on the web at www.goodnewsmountaineergarage.com. And
Bill, do those cars have to be running to donate?
that'd be I would imagine they would like for.
I mean, they're a garage. They can fix it.
They can fix it up, you know. I'm sure if
know.
they just need to, you know, tune it up, put some tires on there, get some chrome wheels. And,
Yeah. Couple
you know,
dingle balls.
Dingle balls, you
A
know.
little chain wheel.
Yeah. Hang some mountain oysters off the trailer hitch. That's what we used to do down in Mississippi. So
I always get a kick out of watching the Squidbillies in the first part there. You know, when the squids
Unknown
are shaking the
hits
truck
them.
up and down. He's like, "Don't touch the chrome."
Don't touch the chrome, exactly. The Squidbillies, man. Where are those cartoons going? But let's get back to the Fury Heat. Let's let them bring on some.
You know that one song we did, "Slam Bang" by 9 Pound Hammer. They actually do the theme song to 12 Ounce Mouse. That comes on right before the Squidbillies.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, Moose, what you got in store for
We're
us?
gonna do a song by Black Flag, and then we're gonna do a song by Stonewall Jackson.
That
So
sounds
you
like
try
a
to
great
figure
one.
out how we're gonna put them two together, but we're gonna do them.
Let's do it.
Give me, give me, give me! Give me some more! Give me, give me, give me! Don't ask what for! What is it? Sitting here like a rolling gun, waiting to go off. I got nothing to shoot my mouth off. Give me, give me, give me! Give me some more! Give me, give me, give me! Want some more? If I keep on doing this, I'm gonna end up dead. Give me, give me more. Give me, once more. Give me, give me, give me. Give me some more. Give me, give me, give me. But you don't ask me for what's it? But I was born in Macon, Georgia. Daddy lived in a Macon jail. He said, son, keep your hands clean. You don't have to hit anyone else on your trail. Wash my hands with muddy water. Wash my hands, but it didn't come clean. Try to do what Daddy told me. I must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. Life is short, filled with stuff. Don't know what for. I ain't had enough. Like baby needs mom, like Susie needs dick. This baby needs some new kind of kick. Wash my hands in muddy water. Wash my hands, but it didn't come clean. Try to do what Daddy told me. Well, I must have washed my hands, but it's dirty. Or I fell in with bad companion. Robbed a man, Bristol, Tennessee. When a chef caught up with me, just outside of Nashville. me up and throw away the key. Wash my hands in muddy water. Wash my hands, but they didn't complete. Tried to do what Daddy told me. Let's wash my hands in a muddy stream. Well, I must have washed my hands in a muddy stream.
All right, good deal. Moose, how you holding up in there? Are you tired? What's Rodney doing? Old Hot Rod Ford there. No, he doesn't have a mic. Hef's got the mic now.
No, I got one.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out where you're hiding at.
I'm over here. You can't see me. I'm in the back here.
Okay.
They got me shoved over in the corner.
That's probably where you belong.
Yeah, we do try to keep Dolger over in the corner most of the time. So.
That's all right. I got the most comfy chair in the house, so I'm pretty laid back over here.
Well, guys, we got about 12 minutes left in the show this evening, and just once again, we'll do that selfless promotion part. We have the Fury Heat live in Studio C, and you can check them out at thefuryheat.com, or you can also go to their MySpace page at MySpace/The Fury Heat, and
That is correct.
I mean, we got you in on the Black Flag song, and I guess y'all were about to segue into a Stonewall Jackson tune when we accidentally jumped on the air, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. We got time for a couple of tunes, so
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Just talk to us.
Just
Might
talk
do
to
one
you.
more.
What do
We
y'all
might
got?
do
Y'all got
one
a split
more.
tail over there? What you got hiding over there with
I
you?
think that's what is her name? Miss Suzette.
Oh, that's
slipped
Miss
in over
Suzette.
there,
Yes,
slipped into
from the
Studio
Onyx
C.
Hair Studio Salon
So
down on
she-
Lee Highway in Roanoke. They're a Rusk educator salon down there.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what you're about to be doing. Then.
I think I'm gonna go get in that business, learn
go-
how to run one of those places. I think
One of
that'd be a
those
good time.
hairstyle salons. You're gonna have some punk rock bands in the background. for
I
'em.
think we probably will.
That'd be a new spin on hairstyling, wouldn't it? Just
Yep.
come in at 3:00 and get some wild rock and roll and some punk and
Three
blues and-
chords and beer barbershop.
There you go. I might just have to come get my beard trimmed up there occasionally. What happened? I don't know. Suzette walked into here. She,
She
left
just
you guys.
she just discombobulated everybody.
Somebody got a microphone.
Yes, Hef got
yeah.
a microphone.
She
Hef
does
has a
that.
microphone. Now, Hef, you got stories about Suzette. You were trying to tell me some at the bar earlier.
I heard
Well,
something
you know.
about a glass breking in the floor.
There was a glass break, and there was a very special shot glass, apparently.
Oh, no. Very special shot glass.
She's
Oh,
she's giving
That
me
was
a
it, I
mean
heard it.
face. It was nice to know her. She was a pretty sweet girl while I didn't get to talk
Sue
to her.
is one of the
Called
best
out.
hostesses ever,
Oh, she is.
throwing
She did the
parties.
best. She throws the best of parties.
And she can book a rock and roll show too.
Yes, but we weren't
Almost as
involved
good
in
as
it.
me, but you know,
Almost.
almost. Yeah.
You're training her.
Well, she can cut hair better than I
The
can.
luau
so.
ain't nothing to laugh
Shoot,
about.
I'm blushing.
She's blushing.
The luau
I
is
doubt
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, the luau can make a few people blush if they're not used to that. You know, they thought Dirty Dancing just made you blush over there at
No,
Mountain
we danced
Lake.
dirty.
Luau
Wait.
made me break up
So
my
that's from
girlfriend
Franklin
for the
County,
first
though.
time.
Yeah, 'cause that's the first girlfriend you had. So of course it's the first time.
And to break out your girlfriend for the first time.
Usually we just break out the moonshine and just go from there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We got a magic stump up there, and this water just pushes up out of it. You know, you just dip your little Dixie cup in
That's
there.
it. Some good mountain
Yeah.
spring water. I've
Don't use a styrofoam cup.
had a
It'll start
dabble of
melting.
dooey out of there. No, I actually had my little tin cup. I knew the protocol for old spring water.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got to be a tin cup.
That mountain is ridiculous.
It is incredibly beautiful up there.
It is nice, and hopefully we'll be back up there this year if Dillinger will allow it.
I think you guys are pretty much a staple.
Well, guys, if you want to take us out with one more tune, we'll do that.
We're gonna play.
And, I'll close out the show with one last tune. How's that?
All right, we're gonna play "Hey Jip."
Hey, Jip. The Fury Heat, live in Studio C.
Yeah. something like that.
On WUVT 90.7 FM.
Gonna buy you a Chevrolet. Buy you a Chevrolet. Buy you a Chevrolet. Just give me some of your love now. Give me some of your love. Gonna buy you a Ford Mustang. Buy you a Ford Mustang. Buy you a Ford Mustang. If you just give me some of your love. Give me some of your love. Gonna buy you a Cadillac car. Buy you a Cadillac car. Buy you a Cadillac car. Just give me some of your love. Give me some of your love. Buy you a house on the hill. Buy you a house on the hill. Buy you a mansion on the hill. You just give me some of your love. Give me some of your love.
And that was the Fury Heat from Bristol, Tennessee, the birthplace of country music, infused with some primal rock and roll by the three-piece band of Moose, Hot Rod, and Hef. And I'd like to thank you guys for making the drive up this evening and playing with us this evening. And
Thank you very much for having us.
And love to have you back anytime. And there are a couple of CDs out by the Fury Heat, Through the Door, and Valley of the Dodge, which you can, I guess, purchase off their website. You can check it out at thefuryheat.com and also on their MySpace page at /
Also, the Fury Heat, they're available for live shows. So any bands in the area that liked what they heard tonight can get in touch with the Fury Heat and try to book a couple of shows. If anybody wants to go and play Bristol, Tennessee, they can definitely hook you up with a gig up there too. You know, one hand washing the other. So,
Well, guys, thank you much for spending time with us here this evening up in Blacksburg in Studio C, and we're gonna close out. I got some ZZ Top. This goes out to the old school poker crew, little beer drinkers and hell raisers.
rocking the Wuvt.